Hello everybody, this is NAPA Fan here, and this is the third race in season number 2 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the California Speedway for the NAPA Auto Parts 400, a 30-lap race here today at the California Speedway. We got Austin Spencer starting on the pole for this race here today. 42 cars in the field. Let's get to the starting lineup. Austin Spencer is out front. We got Dean Wickard alongside him. Jonathan Skivnicki, Max Newworth, Stuart Gratton, Zachary Fitzwater, Cody Hagan, Joe Arvin Alonso, the part-time driver of Day John Weeks, Matt Dalio, Roger Carruth, the past champion, Marshall Free, Alan Gavignaro, L.J. Mills, Cameron Garlington, Diego Stevenson, Will Blake, our last winner, Tyler Selzman, Abe Troxel, Tristan Walker, Elijah Gordon, Michael James, Eric Hayden, Dale Salzman, Dana Mon, Joffrey Toussaint, Jesse Turner, Nicholas Amadeo, Trey Bartow, Jacob Reed, Garrett Senor, Justin Roberts, Cameron Gaju. That's how it's supposed to be pronounced. I do apologize for messing that up in previous races. Cameron Gaju, Eric Powers, Darlin Kenyon, Riley White, Caleb Hoffman, Warren Henniger, Mitchell Millian, Aaron Walpole, Christian Master, and Mason Powers. The full field starting here today at California. Not TV2. Do not like TV2. There we go. So, 30 laps here today at the California Speedway. It's actually tonight. It's under the lights. Our first night race of the season. And we usually get a good one here at California every year. Well, we've only had one race here in the Cup Series, officially. But we've done quite a few races here before, and they've all been pretty good. Make sure everybody... it's all okay. Make sure nobody pulled out because of problems, and looks like everybody is on track. So Austin Spencer and Dean Wickard are going to lead us off here at the California Speedway for the NAPA Auto Parts 400. Forgot what the length was. Anyway, the pace car is going to pull off, and Austin Spencer is going to lead us off, trying to win a race in all 3 of the weekends. We'll see if he can do so. He's won the first 2 Crown Royal Series races, and he leads us off here at California. Green flag out in the NAPA Auto Parts 400. Might not be able to hear the engines too good because I got my air conditioner on and all that. Spencer pulls out the first place. Dean Wickard gets second. Max Newworth, Wickard's teammate, trying to get third from Skivnicki. And here comes Stuart Gratton in the 34, right behind the 83. Dean Wickard trying to get underneath of Spencer for first place. And it looks like we're going to have a clean first lap. We did not have a clean first lap in the Crown Royal Series. As they went 4 wide going into turn number 1. It didn't really turn out too pretty. Dalio in the number 88, 3 wide for 4th, underneath of Gratton and Skivnicki. This is the kind of place, we kind of saw this in the Crown Royal Series yesterday, where a guy can be kind of like 10th or so, and then just make a dive bomb move in the corner and grab 7 positions. We've seen a lot of that here. And here comes Gavignaro in the 11 underneath of Dalio, as it's still Austin Spencer out front in the number 22. Dean Wickard, Max Newworth, still the same top 3. They've kind of pulled away from the rest of the pack. Here comes Stuart Gratton. He's in 4th. And Matt Dalio got around Gavignaro somehow for 5th. Gavignaro, Carruth, the past champion, Marshall Free. Good to see him get a good ride. He crashed in the Crown Royal Series race. Hasn't really had too good of a season here in the Cup Series. And then it's Garlington and Skivnicki side by side for, I do believe, 9th. Cody Hagan in the 48. One of those guys that really hasn't seen much luck in his career so far on NAPA Fan. He hasn't gotten a win yet, but he's been in every single Cup race so far. So tonight might be his night in that 48. We'll see. Skivnicki's another one of those guys that hasn't gotten a win yet. And we had a pass for the lead. My apologies for not showing it. Max Newworth now out front in the number 83 with Dean Wickard in second place. The BK Racing car is really strong here at California. The other BK Racing car, Will Blake, isn't doing too bad either. He's right now in 20th and on the inside lane. A big wad of cars here. Carruth's going to be able to pull out, and so is Marshall Free. And Spencer, who was the leader, started on the poles, now put on the outside. It's kind of saying the same thing kind of happened to him in the Crown Royal Series race yesterday, where he got put on that outside lane and fell back. But he's going to find the inside again, I think. Dalio's going to get 5th from Marshall Free in the number 88. Dalio hasn't won a race yet in his career. He's one of those guys I expect to get a win here soon. Same with Skivnicki and Hagen. These are guys that have been on this channel for a long time, and I'd like to see one of those guys get a win at some point. I like it when we have new winners, especially when those new winners have been on this channel for a long time. Dean Wicker now trying to get underneath of Newworth for the lead, and of course, since I do sometimes favor some drivers over others, but I love it when anyone wins. I like it when anyone wins. I like it when one guy wins. I don't hate anybody who signs up. I know I may have once said that or something, but I do not hate anybody on this channel that signs up on this channel and all that. You guys are awesome, and I like it when, you all win. I want to see every single one of you get a win, and fortunately we can't really do that, but as many winners as we can get, the better it is. And that's why I have all those other series. I hope that all of you guys who did sign up do eventually get a win somewhere throughout the season in one of the series. Here comes the past champion, Roger Carruth in the 17. Underneath of Dean Wickard, who got the lead from Newworth, but Carruth is now out front in the number 17. Dalio trying to get second. He's going to get it from Dean Wickard, and Skivnicki is in 5th place. And Cody Hagen in 6th. Dane Amon, after literally barely losing that race, he almost didn't even lose it. He just kind of, I don't know, he almost won the race there at Daytona. He came so close, and he definitely wants some redemption and getting a win. Of course, the guy he lost it to, Nicholas Amadeo, the Daytona 500 winner, moving his way up in the number 13. Looking pretty good for him. But I did see your reaction video, by the way, if you're watching this. That was pretty funny. And in all honesty, I hope you're not too mad about losing that. And the good thing here about NR 2003 is I don't decide who wins. And I know some stop-motion series do that. I personally don't like deciding who wins the race. And that's why I like NR 2003. Because I don't decide who wins. I don't know what happens. And that makes it fun for me to record these races, too. Of course, we do have pit stops in this race. So that, if we don't happen to get a caution, which the way they're racing, it doesn't seem like they will, if we don't end up with a caution, then we'll have green flag stops. But usually we get a caution here in California. Skivnicki underneath of Dalio for second. He's now has his eyes set on the lead with Roger Carruth. He doesn't have anyone close to him right now, at least, battling with him for second place. So Skivnicki might get up here for the lead. Cody Hagen now moving his way up to 3rd place. Here comes Garlington in the 42. The Penske car is doing good. Here, Joe Larvin Alonso, he does good at this track. Remember the last race I did before my hiatus, he was in a part-time car, and he finished 2nd. Austin Spencer in the number 22, he's been very solid in the Crown Royal Series. Won the first 2 races of the season in the number 22 over there. Finished 18th here yesterday, but now going underneath of his teammate. Oh man, almost bumped him. And he is now getting, I believe that is 6th. Here comes Skivnicki with a run underneath of Carruth for 1st place. 3rd of the way through the NAPA Auto Parts 400. Here comes Cody Hagen in the 48, though. He's going to make a dive bomb move into turn 1. And Hagen's going to take the lead for maybe the first time in his career. I don't know if he's ever led a race. But both him and Skivnicki have long losing streaks. But here comes a guy who does have a win. Cameron Garlington in the number 42 won the 2nd Talladega race in season number 1. That's his only win to date. But he's trying to get his 2nd one today. Another guy that has never won, Matt Dalio in the 88, trying to get his 1st. Group of 5 cars for the lead, and then Will Blake pulling out behind them. Here comes Garlington for 1st place, underneath of Hagen. And here comes Dalio. Dalio's going to go 3 wide for the lead underneath of Garlington and Hagen. And Matt Dalio who almost won. Of course, he's not going to get the lead there. I think he might be seeing pit stops. No. Matt Dalio almost won the Steve Burns 500 at Darlington last year, but it just happened that Gaju got him on the last lap because of the pit stops. Gaju actually got his pit stops done. He actually was on a different lap than everybody else. He was on a lap ahead of everybody else when that caution came out. Dalio was going to win that race, but Gaju got him there. Gaju, I do believe, is a one-time winner. Dalio is a zero-time winner. Darlington out front. Here comes Will Blake in this 23. He probably doesn't even know he drives this car. And I think we're going to see our first guy coming in for pit stops. Matt Dalio going in, and Max Neuwirth and Darlin Kenyon are coming in as well. Okay, so now it's still Darlington out front. So it's been quite a while here without a caution. We normally get a caution pretty early. I believe I only set the strength to 1% lower than the Crown Royal Series race. I thought we had a little too much going on in that race, so I set it down just 1. And we haven't had a crash yet. Here on lap 14. See if some of these guys come in. Darlington's coming in, so is Hagen. That's going to leave Skivnicki out there in the 41. So Jonathan Skivnicki takes the lead. He'll probably come in next time by. Eric Hayden still out. Jacob Reed, Aaron Walpole, Riley White, and that's it of the guys who I do believe stayed out. Skivnicki out front, Eric Hayden, Jacob Reed, Aaron Walpole, Riley White, and I don't believe there's anyone else still on the racetrack. I think everyone's either on pit road or exiting. You see these guys who came in that first time around: Matt Dalio, Darlin Kenyon, and Max Neuwirth. And now here come the guys that stayed out 2 laps ahead of the guys that came in the first time. Skivnicki, Hayden, Reed, Walpole, and White. We'll follow here with Dalio. He was near the lead once that cycle started. And we'll see where he ends up getting a position after all this is said and done. See the guys coming out there. I think Dalio's going to take the lead here. Possible. It might not. Samadillo with a good stop. And Darlington, I think, is going to get first. So, no, he's not. I think Dalio's going to get the run on the outside. He's going to try at least. He might be able to do it. I think he's going to be able to do it. And Matt Dalio now should be the leader here, which he isn't going to lead this lap, but once they're all cycled through, I think Dalio's going to be out front. Darlin Kenyon did a good job on his pit stops, too. He's up here as well in the number 1. And there's Skivnicki. It's going to be close here. Skivnicki's going to be part of this lead battle, but he isn't going to get the lead. So Dalio out front. Here comes Garlington and Kenyon, the Ganassi teammates. But Dalio is still out front. Matt Dalio has not won a race, and if he wins a race here, he's in the chase. So that's a good thing there. He didn't make the chase in season number 1, but he's looking to do so here in this number 88. Garlington's in second, Kenyon in third, Samadillo and Blake the top 5. 2 of these guys have gotten wins. Samadillo has already gotten a win this season. He won the Daytona 500. He's trying to get his second already. But Dalio is still out front in the 88. We still got a little ways to go. And the way those pit stops ended up happening, it might not be good for Dalio, but it may be good for guys like Skivnicki who stayed out those extra 2 laps. They might not have to come back in, but Dalio might. And it's going to be interesting to see how, if this thing does happen to go green the whole way through, will we have the pit stops happen right at the end of the race? And would that shake things up? It is very possible that something like that can happen. Will Blake trying to get a position on Samadillo. Eric Hayden, Jonathan Skivnicki not too far behind. Neuwirth. And then we got this pack of cars here. Karoof was part of that lead battle when we started the pit stops, but he's now down to 12th. And Hagen was part of that lead battle, but he fell back a lot. See Gaju here in the 51. And Salzman, a part-time driver in this number 62. Trying to grab some points for the part-time championship. Good racing back there. Newworth's kind of in it all on his own here. He's in his own little world. And then you got the lead draft, which is now led by Cameron Garlington in the 42. I think this race is going to be between the 42 and the 88. Of course, we still got the pit stops to factor in. And if it happens that the pit stops do become a factor, it will favor Skivnicki in the 41. I believe he came in on lap 16, I think. And they're racing like crazy here in this lead draft. Garlington's out front, though. His teammate, these two guys, the Ganassi guys, usually stay together. Darlin Kenyon in the number 1. Now in second place, Will Blake is in third. Hayden is in fourth in the number 10. Will Blake now going for second underneath of Darlin Kenyon, and he might just get enough momentum to get underneath of Garlington for the lead. Will Blake trying to win his first ever race. He's another rookie. And as I said, when the race was about to begin, we have not had a veteran win yet this season. We've had 2 rookies, Nicholas Amadeo and Tyler Salesman. They're both in the chase. Amadeo is part of this lead draft here. He might have a chance at winning this thing. And winning more races within the regular season just means more bonus points by the time we hit the chase. Will Blake now out front in the number 23. Eric Hayden coming in the number 10 behind him. And you got Jonathan Skivnicki here in this lead draft. He is going to get third from Garlington as Will Blake leads it at California. And to the back of the pack, Abe Troxel is the last car. Salzman, the pole sitter Spencer fell back all the way to 40th. He might have had a problem on his pit stop. And see all the guys are at the field here. Quite a few of them. They got this is the main part of where all the cars are. Is this draft here? It's a pretty big one. This might be where we might, if it does happen to happen, see a crash. Newworth still in his own little world. And then we got the lead draft. Led by Will Blake, but Skivnicki is pressuring him. And, you know, Skivnicki, I think he can make it all the way, but I'm not sure about the rest of the guys in this lead draft. We'll just see. I think if this thing does happen to go green the whole way through, but it's coming close. Amadeo nearly spun out Garlington in that corner. But if it does happen to be that the pit stops happen right at the end, I think it's going to favor Skivnicki. And, you know, if I remember me talking, I keep on talking about how Skivnicki has yet to get a win on this channel. Going back to the beginnings of this channel, he's gotten no wins. He's been in pretty much every NASCAR stock car race I've done, and he's still winless. Will Blake is still out front in this number 23. Then Amadeo tried to get underneath of that lead battle. Here comes Darlin Kenyon and Matt Dalio making some moves up front. Will Blake is loving what he's seeing behind him. All this racing for second place is allowing him to pull away a little bit. With 6 laps to go in this race, we've gone caution-free here at California. And the fastest race in the Cup Series to date, time-wise, has been 20 minutes, 40-some seconds. We're not going to beat that tonight. But it's going to be pretty close. It's going to be a short race here at California. Will Blake pulling away from the guys behind him. Darlin Kenyon getting second place from Jonathan Skivnicki. Skivnicki's still in this thing. I think he just needs to stay out. Because I think the rest of the guys around him need to come in for at least one more time. You got Dalio, you got Hayden, you got Amadeo, and you got Garlington. Still all in this lead draft. Newworth might be closing in. It's kind of hard to tell. Walpole is in 9th, and LJ Mills is in 10th. Skivnicki getting a draft on Will Blake, trying to take the lead. Pretty sure Skivnicki just wants to be ahead of all these guys when the pit stops happen. We'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. Will Blake is still out front. He's led quite a few laps in the later goings of this race. We'll see if he can get this win. Darlin Kenyon's still part of this thing in the 1. Of course, he went with Dalio, so he's got to go in earlier than the rest of these guys. Will Blake, I believe, was on the same strategy as guys like Hayden and Garlington and Sam Adio. And then you got Skivnicki in his own little world. He pitted a lap. Here we go. We're going to see somebody coming in, I think. And these were the guys that came in first. Darlin Kenyon and Matt Dalio. They're coming in a little early. I don't know if Skivnicki's going to be able to stay out. Will Blake is still out front in the number 23 with 3 laps to go, but I do believe he's going to have to make a pit stop. Newerth's already made his stop in the 83, so he's going in a lap earlier than Dalio and Kenyon, who came in with him the first time. I really do think Skivnicki's going to try to stay out here, though. He knows he's got a chance to win this thing. Eric Hayden staying out with him, and I'm pretty sure, I do believe that Hayden actually was on the same set, or the same lap as Skivnicki. They're going to see the white flag next time by, but will they come in? This is going to be very interesting to see who gets this win. I don't know how it's all going to play out. Dalio coming out, but he's on the tail end of the lead lap right now. We'll see if Skivnicki and Hayden can make it. I think they're coming in. So they were not able to make it. So now, I'm going to focus attention to Darlin Kenyon in the number 1. He's now starting lap number 29. Now the white flag, I think, has been taken by Skivnicki, but he's in the pits. But this is looking good for Darlin Kenyon. Of course, Dalio's still in this thing. He might get a run on Kenyon for this. Yeah, he's coming. He's got a good run here. He might be able to dive bomb the corner and get underneath of them. He's going to do so. He's not going to be able to get underneath of them, though, and it's still Kenyon out front. Darlin Kenyon is taking the white flag. Never mind. Will Blake is out front of these guys. Will Blake takes the white flag. And he's not the leader quite yet. Oh my goodness. Oh, we'll see here. This is for the win. Skivnicki's going to try to pull out. Will Blake have enough momentum? I don't think he will. Skivnicki out front in the 41. Jonathan Skivnicki, I've been waiting for this moment for so long to see Jonathan Skivnicki win a race on this channel. It's taken me nearly 9 months, but he's finally going to do it. Jonathan Skivnicki in the 41s will win the NAPA Auto Parts 400 here at California. Yes! It has been so long, I think. I think he won. Oh boy, I hope I'm not. Yeah, he won. He had to have won. It's still saying he's in 3rd place, but there's nobody in front of him. I hope I didn't mess that up. Who would have been first? There is no first place out on the racetrack right now. I think it is Jonathan Skivnicki who has won this race. But let's see. And the official standings show Jacob Reed out front. I'm so sorry. I think oh my goodness, this is a mess. Well, I just pulled a Marty Reed right there. Jacob Reed, let's see. He's not on the racetrack right now. And for some reason, we're going to see here how this all played out. I think, I got to make sure. I think he stayed out. Let's see here. Jacob Reed is taking the white flag right here in the number 46. Right there, he was the leader. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for Jonathan Skivnicki. I called him the winner and he wasn't. Jacob Reed in the number 46 will win the Napa Auto Parts 400, his first career win on Napa Fan, and the first veteran to win so far this year. About Riley White, he got second in the number 24, but this is the official finish right here. Jacob Reed coming out of turn number 4 will win the Napa Auto Parts 400. Oh, man. I feel so terrible about calling Jonathan Skivnicki the winner when he wasn't. But he got a nice, respectable third. Oh, man. Well, those pit stops really did shake it up, and Jacob Reed ends up with the win. He's in the chase now in that number 46. Had a really tough season number 1 in the number 19, but he is now a Chick-fil-A Cup Series winner. So congratulations to Jacob Reed on his win. And I would like to apologize to Jonathan on calling it wrong there. Fortunately, you're the kind of guy that won't be too upset about that. And I am very, very sorry. Hopefully you can get a win soon. You're in this series in the Crown Royal Series. I really feel so bad about that. But anyway, there's the rest of the results. Nobody got knocked out for damage, but Toussaint might have had some problems on his car. The pole sitter, Austin Spencer, finished next to last. Not sure what his problem was, and you see the rest of the results right there. Jacob Reed. Who knew that Jacob Reed would win this race? Congratulations to him on his first career Napa Fan win and his first career win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He is in the chase for season number 2. So thank you guys very much for watching. I again apologize for miscalling the race at the end there. I should not have done that. I really should have made sure of things, but wasn't paying enough attention to know that Jacob Reed was out front. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching and understanding. And here are the points for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.